everyone, welcome to another episode of Threads Office Hours. I'm Xenia Chen and I'm the founder of Threads, and every week I come on here and I answer questions submitted by our community. So the questions can be anything behind the scenes, product, styling, you name it. If you have any questions that you want me to answer on another episode, feel free to submit it at the link below. Let's get started. So let's get right into it. Our first question of the day comes from Suzanne from Alberta, and she asks, are nude pantyhose still in? So I have a lot of thoughts about this. First of all, my question to the answer in short is yes, I think they are still in. I actually think they never went out of style, and they're a very classic and timeless accessory that you can have in your wardrobe. However, I want to take this time to sort of peel back the layers on why this is actually one of the most common questions that is asked to us, but also on Google. If you see Google search trends, you'll see that people are asking this question all the time. So first of all, I think a lot of the times when people think nude tights, what they're imagining is nude tights done poorly. So the first image that goes to your mind is probably someone wearing a pair of nude tights that doesn't really match their skin tone, and you can very glaringly tell that they are wearing nude or beige tights. I think the entire point of wearing nude tights is that people can't tell that you're wearing nude tights, really, unless they go up really, really close. The entire idea of nude tights is to make it look like your legs, but better. So essentially, if you have scars, bruises, any sort of imperfections on your legs, the nude tights are supposed to sort of smooth those out. So in a lot of professional jobs or more formal workplaces, they actually require you to wear nude tights. So for example, a lot of my friends are lawyers, and this is actually something that's required in Canadian court. Or also, if you are someone who works in aviation, you'll see a lot of flight attendants will actually wear stockings or tights when they are on the job. Personally, when I was working in finance, any time I had an outfit where it would look better with bare legs, I would wear nude pantyhose and tights, just because it was something that was very normal in that environment. I personally get mosquito bites all the time in the summer, and they scar, so it was perfect for me to sort of hide those mosquito bites or mosquito bite scars. However, I think there is so much stuff on the market that's not good. I would actually even go as far as to say that maybe 90% of the stuff on the market isn't good quality. And what do I mean by good quality for nude tights? Well, the main thing is that I don't think the color of nude actually matches your real skin tone. You don't want a situation where your legs look detached from the rest of your body. You don't want to look like a mannequin. You want your legs to look like the rest of your skin. So your arms, your face, you want it all to match. So I think the 90% plus of tights that are out there that aren't good are actually doing the entire category a disservice. Again, I'm saying this as someone who used to wear nude tights a lot. In the first 5 years of my career, I was wearing them all the time, and I really felt like I tried most of the brands out there, and I never really found anything that I loved. It's really hard to find a brand or even a color of nude tights where the nude actually looks realistic. So I actually think the royal family does nude tights really, really well. So when you look at Kate Middleton or Meghan Markle, a lot of the outfits that they wear where they have seemingly bare legs, they're actually wearing nude tights. However, you might not be able to tell they're wearing nude tights unless you really zoom into the picture, because the nude shade is actually such a close match to their natural skin tone. So when we set out to create the perfect pair of nude tights, I absolutely had Kate Middleton on my mood board. Obviously, she has a styling team and a team that makes sure that her wardrobe looks perfect at all times. And I'm sure that probably includes someone who sources the exact skin tone match for her nude tights. Who knows? Maybe she even has custom tights made exactly for her skin tone. I remember thinking, okay, how do we create this perfect match for the average person? everyone has a very unique skin tone, and I knew it would be sort of impossible to create one specific tone for every single person out there. At the end of the day, my skin is going to look slightly different from my mom's, who's going to look slightly different from my sister's. So it's really hard to get that perfect match. When we were trying to design the perfect pair of new tights, I was very excited about the project because I think new tights are so misunderstood, and I think us as a society, we've kind of done them dirty in a way. So our new tights are tone matching. We call them tone matching tights, and they have tone matching technology. So what does that mean? We have taken a very specific blend of lycra, and they're 20 denier, which means they will reflect the indoor and outdoor lights in such a way where it just looks like your natural skin tone, but amplified. So it'll essentially take the natural skin tones of your legs and amplify them. So even if you're a few shades off from the color that you see on the picture, it's okay because they're tone matching, which means they're really supposed to look very natural against your skin. So for context, my nude shade out of the range that we have is tan. However, I can actually wear caramel or ivory and it'll look relatively natural. So in the winter, I would probably actually go more towards ivory because my skin's a little bit paler in the winter. And the idea is that even if I'm wearing ivory, it doesn't look totally unnatural. This is why we actually have a lot of community members who wear ivory in the winter and then they wear tan in the summer when they want a little bit more of a tan and that sun-kissed glow. For reference, tan is our best-selling shade and it's the most popular just because it's sort of in the middle. So those who wear caramel can wear tan and those who wear ivory can also wear tan. So to us, our tone matching technology was sort of the perfect solution to getting a good match for the most number of people. The analogy that I kind of use is that we are a tinted moisturizer for your legs. We're not a foundation, but we're a tinted moisturizer. It looks very natural and it enhances your skin's natural color and natural glow. So to reiterate the answer to your question, I think nude pantyhose and tights have always been in, they'll always be in, it's always going to be a classic, and you're always going to have people who love them and wear them. It is all about finding the right pair of nude tights, and we think we've done a really good job at trying to create a pair that actually matches your skin tone. So if you've given them a try, we would love to know what you think. You can type what you think in the comments. So our second question of the day is from Clement from the US, and he asks, why is your packaging so bare bones? So thank you for this question. And over the years, we've for sure gotten emails from people asking us why our packaging is really bare bones, or even people saying that our packaging was underwhelming. So let me explain. So for those of you who don't know what our packaging looks like, when you order from our website, this is sort of what you get. And obviously it comes in a poly mailer, and then we have, you know, some marketing materials, but really the packaging is very simple. There's just a label on it and it's a plastic sleeve, and the hosiery is protected in the sleeve. I will explain the whole packaging process and our thoughts around it. So the truth is, packaging is very expensive. When we started Threads, we wanted to be sure that we weren't just doing whatever other brands were doing, and we wanted to be really thoughtful about every single element of the brand inside and out. And a huge part of it is and was the packaging. We always really want to be mindful about where we are investing our money and how we are sort of passing on those costs and prices onto you. So at the end of the day, as a customer, you obviously want to be paying for the product, not really the packaging. So there are three main costs to packaging. So of course there's the monetary cost. So the cost of the paper, the ink, the printing. Second is the labor cost of what it takes our warehouse and what it takes our team to sort of get the packaging onto the tights. So of course, the more complex the packaging, the more labor it's going to take. So let's just say if you have one of those, you know, box packaging, that's going to take a lot more time than just putting something in a sleeve like this. And the third cost is, of course, the cost to the environment. That is obviously a huge focus for us. We always want to make the smallest possible footprint on the earth. So our main goal of the packaging is to protect the product, so the tights, from our warehouse into your hands. Of course, if we can make it nice, that's a bonus, but really it's to protect the product and make sure that it maintains the sanitization and there's no moisture that gets into it, there's no particles. We essentially just want to get it from our factory to your hands in pristine condition. So, to give you an idea of how much packaging can cost, if we were to introduce premium packaging on all of our orders, and by premium packaging I mean, like, the hard cardboard, the thick coated gloss that you see with a lot of the luxury European brands that have been around for hundreds of years, the packaging would almost be the same cost as actually making the tights, which is just insane to me. So, for example, if we wanted to maintain the same margin, we would have to double the price of the tights. So, for example, a pair of the sheer contour, that's $20 US. If we were to introduce premium packaging, we would essentially have to increase that price from $20 to $40. Again, that does not make any sense to me. At the end of the day, they are still the same pair of tights, and I don't think you'd be very happy if we were to announce a 100% price increase across the board. So, in a lot of these examples, when you're paying for a luxury pair of tights, that's maybe $60 to $100. What you're paying for is actually the packaging. We have gotten a lot of feedback on our tights saying that they are the same quality as brands that they used to buy for, $60 to $100. And that is not surprising to me because a lot of the times it is basically the same materials and labor that go into making the actual pair of tights. It's just that they're adding premium packaging that ups the price of the product. We do, however, have wholesale packaging for our retailers. So the reason behind that is, and I actually have the wholesale packaging here. So this is an example. We have lots of sleeves, but this is an example of a sleeve. And basically the product goes into the sleeve and it goes on the shelf like this. So if you're in a store and you're browsing, this is what you see on the shelf. You can flip behind, you can see the size chart, and you can see like what style you're getting. So this is the packaging that we have for our retailers. And the reason for that is when you are buying something off of our website, you're looking at the product page, the information there, you've sort of seen what you're gonna get before you add to cart and make the purchase. When you're in a store, you don't really have that same product page and the same level of information. So people do need something more visual in the store. So that's why we do have this packaging for our retailers. So I hope that provides a little bit more color on our packaging and why it is the way it is. Of course, we're always looking to improve, but at the end of the day, we are really just looking for our packaging to protect the product from our Italian factory to you. If there's a way we can make it prettier without passing on the cost to you, of course we would do that, but that is our main goal at the end of the day. Okay, so the last topic I want to go over today is actually not a question that we received directly, but recently I was on a panel and somebody asked me this question, and I thought it was something that was pretty simple, but the answers really seemed to resonate, so I thought I would share it. And the question that was asked on the panel was, if you are someone who is constantly ripping your tights, what should you do? Are there any hacks or tricks that will fix that problem? So I would really break it down to 3 points. So I'll go over those 3 points. So number one, you want to make sure you're actually buying good quality tights. There is a lot of stuff out there, like a lot. If you Google sheer pantyhose, opaque pantyhose, whatever it is, you're gonna get thousands of results. There is stuff on sites like Temu or Shein, and they'll be selling them for like $2 a pair. That is obviously not going to be the same quality as something that you buy from, for example, us or a European brand that's been around for 200 years. So it is a situation where, most of the times what you pay for is what you're going to get. What you want to look for is tights with 3D construction. So there's a lot of terminology out there, but 3D construction essentially means that your tights are going to stretch horizontally and vertically, which is basically what you want, right? Because it's like a very stretchy material. There are tights out there that will only stretch vertically or horizontally, which of course is way more likely to rip. Secondly, you want to look for tights that have what we call double covered knitting, which means the machines are going over them twice, which makes it a lot more durable. So in our Italian factory, our machines are 3D and double covered. So this basically takes twice to three times the amount of time to make, but it's so worth it for us because it's a way higher quality product. And of course, our price reflects that. I also want to say hosiery is something that requires a very high degree of specialization. This isn't something that you can take a knitting class or a sewing class and all of a sudden be able to make a pair of tights. Our factory partners in Italy have been at it for more than half a century. So they are truly experts in the field. And believe me, when I started the brand at first, I knew nothing. So I basically contacted factories from all around the world. I got samples from them, I got product, I visited some of those factories, and the quality of craft in Italy is truly one of a kind, and there's a reason why we get our tights from there. They're truly the best at what they do. So, I know there's been a lot of talk recently about, domestic manufacturing and all that stuff, but hosiery really is one of those things where you need a very specific type of expertise. Secondly, if you are someone who is constantly ripping their tights, I would make sure that you're getting the right fit in your tights. So, if your tights are too big or too small, it is way more likely to snag or rip or whatever. Because it is such a sheer material, you want it to be as close to your body as possible, but you don't want it to be overly stretched, if that makes sense. So, one of the features that we have for our tights is the boarded foot, calf, ankle area. And what that means is instead of seeing, like when you're holding up a pair of tights, instead of just seeing like a sort of tube like shape like this, our tights actually have a boarded foot, ankle, calf shape. So if you're holding them up, it actually looks like someone's leg. We weren't just being extra when we did this. This actually provides a way better fit around your ankle and calf and foot area. This also means that it's going to be a lot more durable and it's going to last a lot longer. I know a lot of people usually get runs around their ankles and their foot, and usually it's because the fit isn't great. Every brand also has their own size chart, so I would make sure to actually look at each brand's size chart before you hit buy. So if you're a C at Threads, that doesn't mean you're going to be a C at another brand's. Everyone has their own size chart, so definitely take a look at the size chart before you buy. If you have any questions about sizing, definitely email us or go on our website chat and someone will be able to help you with that. I think a lot of the times people underestimate the importance of the correct fit just because, again, it is a stretchy product, but you essentially want to set yourself and your tights up for success by getting the best possible fit. So if you email us, our team will sometimes ask you, like, do you carry more of your weight in your upper body or your lower body? And, these questions are important because it'll help us really find the right fit for your unique body. Thirdly, if you've tried both of those options and it still doesn't work, I would consider getting a thicker pair of tights. So something that's a 60 or a 70 denier is going to be a lot more durable than something that's like a 10 or a 20 denier. At the end of the day, it is still a very fragile material, especially the ones that are the lower deniers. So if you are someone who is a little rougher with your tights, I would definitely say maybe consider something that's a thicker denier. I also find that our sheer contour light compression tights are actually a lot more durable. So even though they are sheer contour, because of the compression, they're actually a higher denier. So they're a lot more durable and they're a lot more, they're compression. So there's just a lot more pressure. So if you are looking for something a little bit more robust, I would consider the compression tights as well. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoy this episode of Office Hours. Once again, if you have any questions that you want me to answer in a future episode, please, please, please submit them at the link below. We love hearing from you guys, and this has been so fun. So I'll see you guys next week, and have a great day. Thanks.